it, right? It's so
Okay.
I haven't been to an Anaheim show since like the solar energy, I forgot what it's called now. The old solar energy conference that had a little small wind track in a small room. It was good.
inner solar or
Nah, it was still had hippies running it. I forgot.
that wasn't AEE, right? AE Solar, that event.
No.
They always did that in San Diego.
Hmm.
So wonderful. Well, we have a few folks here on the call, so we might as well get started with things. So it's good to have everybody here. I know this has been tough for folks to get on, so hopefully now that the semester is picking up, we'll see more folks. But welcome to our monthly network calls. Just a little bit of housekeeping for you all. This is currently a Zoom call, but I have been debating on redoing this monthly call recurrence through Google Meet, because that's how Repairing Schools does everything through Google. Does anybody have any problems with Google Meet? I mean, I think Zoom is pretty standard, but I don't want to change to a platform that people are going to have challenges on.
No, that should work.
No. Okay. Does
No
anybody
problem.
have like, you're all here, so I guess this question is for the people who aren't here, is there a better time for folks? But I think we just need to keep it consistent, and hopefully people will build their, availability to come as much as they can. So is everybody cool with this same time frame if I just redo the invite for everybody? Awesome. Thank you for all those thumbs. I appreciate it. Super. Well, we will go ahead and get started. Usually this is our time to go around and do some updates from all of our partners. So we can start with the NREL folks, since Brent is here, and we have Bailey here, who also has another NREL related opportunity to share with you all. Brent, did you want to discuss anything small wind turbine related?
I'm gonna fix the SkyStream tomorrow. Still at it, but it's not out of school. It's just a local one. I would just say that I know I haven't been here in a while. I'm not sure what the updates have been, but the OpenAI portal is now been in the process of being archived, and so we can't report to there anymore. And so we need to think about a next generation way of keeping an eye on turbines. And Remy and I had a call with the new manufacturers of SkyStream, and they're still selling these transceivers to communicate with the turbine, and they're actually supplying little tablets with the Skyview software loaded on it to their customers, so you can just do local communication with your turbine. So yeah, we reason through a world where science teachers could integrate communication with their SkyStreams as sort of a lab activity instead of a constant reporting as we've been used to for a decade. I think that's about it.
I feel like this is like a discussion that I think a lot of folks would want to have. So
Yeah.
I think that probably our best step forward is if anybody on this call has an interest in having further discussions around this, if you could just put something in the chat for me. We might want to just go ahead and schedule a separate like kind of working group that can start digging into this topic with Brent.
That'd be great.
Yeah, be happy to be on that. I could be the first one in the chat. But anybody else who would like to do that, and Ken, of course, you're included in that, because I know that's always, I know even though you're with Northern Power Systems now, it's always kind of been a pet project of yours. So if you want to be part of it, we'd still love your expertise in that sense. Awesome. And so with that, Bailey, I will turn it over to you. Bailey is with NREL and has been working on this awesome event that Repowering Schools has partnered with them on, but I wanted her to have the opportunity, and I did enable sharing. So if you do have a slide, feel free to throw that up there about an event that you and your students may want to be participating in.
Yes, thank you, Remy. And I will work to get that slide going right now. But it's nice to meet everyone. Like Remy said, my name is Bailey Pons. I work at NREL under the Wind Energy Workforce Development Group. I've been with the lab for about a year and a half. And before that, I was getting my undergraduate degree in international relations and environmental sustainability. So I'm excited to meet you all, and I'm really excited to tell you about the event that we've been planning with Remy and the rest of the Repowering Schools team. So it's called the Wind Works Forum, and it's designed to help career seekers envision an exciting career in wind and take the first steps towards making that vision a reality. And the thought process here is it's a virtual networking event for career seekers, as we've been terming it, but this includes students at the high school, community college, and university level, as well as industry professionals. So that covers whether you're a developer or working for a developer, you're within the HR space, the finance space, etc., and also education and training programs like yourself. So making sure that we're reaching out to different high schools, community colleges, and universities to show the career seekers that there are a lot of different ways that you can enter the industry, whether that be through an internship, an apprenticeship, or possibly a degree program. Like I said, this is the virtual event. It'll be going on between September 23rd to the 26th. We're really excited about this event as it's kind of new and exciting, the very first year. And it's also programmed a bit differently than other events that have gone on in the industry. How we plan this is 3 to 4 hours per day with a keynote speaker. Thank you, Remy. A keynote speaker, program opportunity panels, which are opportunities for career seekers to hear from young professionals on their experience and background, and then how to get into the industry. And then we'll have facilitated networking sessions, so bring an in-person component to a virtual space. So how this will work is you'll be able to be intelligently matched with whoever you would like. So whether you specify it to be a student, other industry professionals, etc., you'll have the opportunity to network for around 30 minutes each day. And then there will also be open booth time. So this is a dedicated session to making sure that anyone that registers for a booth is able to generate some traction and excitement across all attendees. Booth could be a university program, it could be a competition, it could be an industry member looking to recruit internships, it could be a labor union looking to recruit more apprentices. So there's a really wide scale or wide variety of individuals that we're trying to attract for this, because ultimately we're hoping that everyone at the event will be able to learn more about the wind industry, build meaningful relationships, and explore career opportunities or promote your own career and educational opportunities to others. As Remy sent in the chat, we have our landing page up and running. Registration is available on there. You can either register as an attendee, so you'll be able to hear the keynotes and the panels, you'll be able to network, and then you'll be able to go through all of the different booths, or you can register as an exhibitor. And this ticket includes 3 free attendee tickets for representatives from your organization. And you'll be able to access all of the programming as well as have a booth for that open booth time to be able to connect more intentionally with career seekers and other industry professionals. I would say that this is kind of the best amount of time, but I'm open to hearing any questions, or Remy, if you wanted to add anything as well.
Yeah, I mean, registration's free. I mean, that's the key, right? You know, for
yes,
for college students and college faculty who want to explore the, you know, realm of opportunities within the wind workforce, it's free. So I think
yes, that's definitely important. Very key. Yes, it's free for all students and faculty.
I have a question, if that's okay. And we work primarily with high school students, so I will share this with my college students that I do work with. But would you say it's geared more towards college? And I just ask, timing wise, it looks like it's kind of in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, and I'd hate to push it to high school students too much if like they're really not going to be able to participate because it's kind of a live event and they will be in school. So just trying to get some guidance on
That's great feedback. So in terms of the university target audience, we are looking for a lot of university individuals to attend to look through that like internship side and entry level positions that will be available or kind of explained to them at the event. But I also think that it would be valuable for high school students because there are a lot of universities with specific WIN programs that will be attending and speaking to the different aspects of their programs. So my thought process here is for high school students, I would suggest trying to connect with the teachers at those high schools and then having them possibly promote this event and have it be part of their curriculum during the day. So that was kind of the thought process there, is that hopefully high school teachers find value in this as well, and they'll be able to build this into them. I understand that that can be difficult and that building a curriculum is a really intense process, and I would hate to throw anything off, but I think that that would be probably the most ideal way for us to best interact with high schoolers. And like I said, on the university side, there are a lot of universities attending for them to learn more about those programs, put it on their radar if they're interested in the wind industry. And then also on the apprenticeship side, that's something that's very applicable to high school students if they would rather go through an apprenticeship program after getting their GED rather than going to a community college or university.
that. Will some of the speakers like be recorded, or like the booths? Will they have, if you can only attend an hour out of the entire event in person, say, will some of these, like, will they have access to the list of booths and speakers and stuff so that they can like participate even if they can't fully participate in real time?
Yes, so all of the speakers and the booths that have been registered thus far on our landing page, actually. But again, it's free for high school students. So if they would like to register and at least just be able to, if they have 30 minutes at lunch, or if they would like to just keep up with what's been going on, they're able to do that. So if they're not able to attend the event while it's live, we are kind of exploring opportunities for it to be recorded as well. But live is definitely our preference. And I understand the timing component for high schoolers can be hard, but I think that would be probably the best approach.
Okay, thank you
Becky-
for that. I just wanted, before I promoted it a lot, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't promoting it to the wrong group, so. Yeah.
Becky, do you
Thank
think
you.
that like high school counselors would be interested or available during those times? Because they might be just as important of an audience as the high schoolers themselves.
Yeah, I think, I don't know that any of them have like the full block to commit their time, but, just because they tend to be really busy. But I do think that some of the counselors might be interested. Even some high school teachers who do a lot of like career connections for their kids, like our CTE teachers. So, definitely, we'll promote it, throughout our community.
Appreciate that, Becky. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Bailey. Yep.
Quick
Did anybody else have any other questions?
I was wondering if I'm a faculty member, do I register as higher education?
Yes, higher education.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan.
Awesome.
And I can also put my email in the chat too. If anyone has any follow-up questions, I'm happy to answer them directly. But Remy, again, I appreciate the time to come on and talk about the event. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. And you're welcome to stick around as we just kind of catch up on all fun things at universities. But thank you for being here, and we're excited to be part of the first WinWorks Forum.
Awesome. Thanks, Remy.
Yeah. From a repairing school side of things, I wanted to introduce Olivia. If y'all haven't met Olivia, wave Olivia. Yay, hi. Olivia is working part-time with repairing schools after graduating from JMU. And she's running all of our coordinating all of our programs. And she may aspire to someday take over this call for us. And that way, you won't have to see my face all the time, but you get to see Olivia, and it'll be way more organized, I'm sure. So I wanted to introduce Olivia and give you guys a couple of updates from the repairing school side. Olivia, did you make a slide? I didn't want to assume that you did, but I'm happy to just put updates in the chat.
Yeah, I made a slide I sent you the link to it in Teams, unless you want me to share my screen.
You can go ahead and share your screen if you'd
Okay.
like. I enabled that for you.
Awesome. Let me do that real quick.
But while she's doing that, just you know, we are going to be at the the RE Plus conference next week. So by show of fake hands or thumbs or something, who's going to be at RE Plus other than we know Ken's going to be there? Oh no. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's okay. We'll all be thinking of you and it'll be wonderful. And if you have not already seen, we are going to be hosting as part of our booth a small poster session. So if you have a research poster about something that maybe Repairing Schools supported, or like a collegiate wind competition or something that you would like to send us digitally, we are happy to print it and have it up at our booth as a lovely example of the amazing work done by our university network. No charge to you, just send us a lovely poster and we'd be happy to put it up for you. We have space for about 9 posters. So if you have an interest in doing that, if you could warn me in the chat that you would like to send me a poster, that way I don't get 50 posters and promise to put them all up. That would be great. But like I said, we would love to feature your work if you or any of your students have some work that they would like to have featured at our booth at RE Plus. Now, RE Plus, if you're not familiar, like 40,000 plus people are going to be wandering by our booth. So it's a huge audience and a great opportunity. So feel free to do that. Olivia, do you want to run through these updates or do you want me to take it?
Sure, I can definitely start. So we have our seed funding applications due. Technically, the deadline is fast approaching, but if you guys are interested in applying, if you could let us know so we can look out for it, we will extend it for you. So is there anyone interested in applying for seed funding? Just let us know by the end of this call even.
Yeah, like I said,
Olivia, okay.
oh,
Yeah,
go
Olivia,
ahead.
this is John. I wasn't sure if that was a question or rhetorical, but yes, we are definitely interested and we have a project concept in mind so I will be back in touch with you in very short order.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John.
And any other folks, like I said, the deadline was yesterday officially, but we will let anyone on this call sneak in the back door for another couple days.
Okay.
If you have a project in mind that could use $6,000, you know, I mean, it's not a lot, but, and I hear they might increase next year. So, you know, get your foot in the door. But NREL's been a lovely partner to work with and is happy with the impact that these are having. Awesome.
Remy, we were thinking about it, but I can't get my colleagues' attention on this just now because we're still in the middle of moving into a new building and there's all sorts of chaos. So maybe the next round.
No worries. We'll have another round and applications will be due before the end of the year. So just keep December in mind for your next one.
Thanks.
Awesome. Wonderful. Okay.
We also are, over the summer, we had our summer intern network and we had a lot of great show out and feedback. So we've decided to continue that into the fall with a little bit of a change in marketing. It's now called the College Student Network. So it's open up to any college students. You don't have to have an internship or any other requirements. And our hope is to have industry come in, have technical talks discussing what projects they're working on, while also having industry come in and talk about job opportunities. And we're hoping to just inform students on what opportunities there are out there and what really cool projects are happening in the industry right now. So please promote this to your students. The first call will be on Wednesday, the 18th. And then after that, they'll all be the first Wednesday of the month.
And just so you know, if any of your students have ever participated in anything with Repairing Schools, just like you all got added without your approval to this wonderful calendar invite, because you have done something with Repairing Schools in the past, your students will also get one. But if they have never done anything with Repairing Schools, they can actively sign themselves up on the website, which I put the link in the chat.
Thank you, Remy.
Awesome.
And Remy already touched base on this, but we are going to be at REpS next week. We'll be taking 12 students with us as part of our conference experience, which is very exciting. And like she said, it's a really great opportunity to showcase the work we do together. So if you have a poster that you'd be interested in displaying, it would be really awesome if we could put it up at our booth.
Yes, and the students that are attending are coming from universities all over the country, and they're going to get meet and greets individually with EDP Renewables, Ambient Fuels. I think Scout Energy is working to set something up, Apex Clean Energy also. And I feel like I'm missing someone else. And then they get to go to the Rise and Grid Alternatives Career Fair. And they have some wonderful mentors. Oh, Ken, of course, who's on the call, is going to be there, and he's going to do one of their meet and greets and be a mentor on the show floor. So they're going to get treated really, really well. So hopefully you'll encourage your students to take advantage of this next year.
And speaking of really cool opportunities that Repowering Schools offers, we're doing the Student Symposium at DeWia again in the early part of next year in February. So if you're interested in joining our poster session and our Student Symposia, please sign up now, share with your students. Students will get industry presentations, they get to have a field trip to some industry in the area, and we'll have a poster session where they get to display all their research.
Awesome. Thank you, Olivia.
You're welcome. Those are all of my updates that I have.
Wonderful. And before we hand it over to Ken from Northern Power Systems for our presentation today, we want to hear from Becky and Mike. Is that Mike on the phone? I don't know if that's Mike.
I am on the phone. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Mike and Becky, do you all have any updates from the NEED and KidWin sides of things?
Mike, go ahead. You're on the phone.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready for another KidWin kind of regular season here. Lots going on. We're planning, there's already 90 different events on the spreadsheet that I'm staring at that are slowly going out there. We did up the website, like a whole new website was launched 2 weeks ago, and it has lots of fun, interesting glitches on it. It makes everything better, so we're working on that. We're about to relaunch the wind competition with support from the Department of Energy. That's another big thing we got going on. And you know, we're still out here doing our thing. We have recently, we were finally releasing our Jersey offshore wind energy middle school and elementary school curriculum, which is also like a crazy big deal because it's taken a long time to get that through their process. So, you know, we're still out here doing stuff. Always willing to work with anybody who wants to bring a KidWin challenge to, or KidWin training to anywhere. We have a whole new battery storage grant program that's launching in about a month. We just put a team of educators together on storage as it relates to renewables. So lots going on, and you know, we're always out here to help out. You know, send me a note directly if you want to do anything. But we got, you know, all sorts of things going on for sure.
Awesome, thanks, Mike.
Yes,
Becky,
you sound like
how's it
you're
going?
good. It's going well. I think it's funny. It's almost creepy how similar paths KidWin and NEED are on at the very moment. He said he's got like 90 events. I think Wendy said on our call today she's got 75 teacher workshops scheduled for the spring or for the fall so far. We also will be launching a new website. We have a huge website, so we're trying to work out some of those kinks so that there's less of them before we launch, but that should launch in the next few weeks. So we're excited about that. Yeah, in terms of wind and that project specifically, we've got some workshops that we'll be putting up for the fall and for the spring. One of them I'm excited about and might be good to link in with some of the work you all are doing is we kind of developed a friendship through a partnership, a mutual partner we had with Rowan College, which is a community college in Southern New Jersey. And they just graduated their first class of offshore wind technicians. And so I know we'll be working with them on a workshop coming up, but they might be great to pull into the network if they're not already in the network, Remy, because they're doing it. And I know that sometimes we don't have a ton of representation from that trade school level.
I agree.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. If you want to send me a contact, we'd love
on
to.
that,
Oh, go ahead.
that's really interesting. I saw all your stuff at Rowan, Becky, and we are going to be doing some education outreach at the Offshore Wind Show in end of October, and we're gonna be able to have some a bunch of access for students and stuff like that. If you're, I will share that with you just in case. It sounds like you were doing a lot of work in New Jersey around this stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in New Jersey doing a 2-week program that was funded by the Atlantic City Electric Company for kids specifically from I think it's Gloucester County. But it's a local county there. Yeah, I'd love to get them involved. I'd love to connect the university or the college there. Remy, I'll get you a contact. I was not personally involved in that program because I was running some of our other programs, so I don't actually have the point of contact yet on that information, but I'll find that for you. Yeah, otherwise, things of interest. I think we have seen with our partners a lot of interest in career readiness. So we've done a lot of things that are related to prepping kids for CAS tests, some other basic skills tests that they have to take if they're going to start entry level in the energy industry. We've got a lot of curriculum coming out. We just had a call today, and something that might interest some of these groups is we have a lot of curriculum coming out for K through 2 kids. We've got a career focused curriculum coming out for K through 2 kids, and a few other things, in addition to some random other things we have coming out. But I know that's often a point that we find is a little bit less well represented in curriculum availability. So it's something that our team has been working on to make sure that we've got for them. But yeah, lots of really good things, and happy to share some of the awesome things you all are doing with our network of teachers. Busy times, but I think it's always busy times these days. I don't know when it's not busy. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Becky. That sounds like some awesome stuff. I can't wait to see the new website. Let me tell you how many times, we do a lot of tours of the NEED website so new teachers can navigate that space. Yeah. So maybe I need to get an exclusive so I can do a better job.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be hopefully it'll be easier, not harder to navigate. And hopefully for a few months, there's been some stuff that's just kind of been not looking great and broken and picture sizing issues. And we were we're not fixing these. We're not spending the time and energy to fix a broken website. We'll just make the new website good. So last October, they told us it would be done by December. And here we are finishing it up in September the next year. So
oh my gosh,
I feel your pain, Becky, because boy, website redos are oh man, just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's such a huge process. I don't if you've never done it, it's not that much fun.
It's like laundry, just costs money and never ends.
Yeah, the one fun part is getting to look at different designs and being I like this, and then the rest of it's tedious. So yeah, so I have to look at the KidWin website. I haven't seen it, but I'm excited too.
Well, Repairing Schools is hoping to roll out a new website here soon too. So, I think we're all on the same page. Awesome.
I'm glad we're all keeping the web design industry afloat. It seems like an industry in need.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for all of those updates. And without further ado, we want to kick this over to Ken Kodalik, who is our buddy from all the way back from Wind for Schools, who is now working with Northern Power Systems, and wanted to get an opportunity to talk to our college and university network about some of the turbine opportunities that he can provide. Is that correct? Did I say that right?
Sounds great.
We're seeing your presenter view, just so you know. Okay.
How is that?
That's cool. Thank you.
So yeah, great. Thank you for giving me a few minutes. Remy, how much time do I have about?
10, 15 minutes. Is that cool? We don't have a
Perfect. So I'm Ken Kodelik from Northern Power Systems, previously Southwest Wind Power. You know, I've been in the industry 16 years or so. Was the Winter Schools coordinator around the same time Ross Taylor was doing that, and then I switched over to Primus Wind Power when Southwest Wind Power, as you all know, went out of business in 2013, and I took over the airline, which I've been working with Remy for a long time. Great little turbine, and still happy to help with that turbine, as well as the Skystream and the Whisper. Know a lot about it. And then Primus Wind Power was sold to Rise Energy. This is our wind industry, right? This is what happens, right? And I went there and ran that operation for about a year, and then stepped away from Rise and started working as the business development person for Northern Power Systems 6 or 7 months ago. And always kind of tracked the Northern Power turbine. It's been around for a long time, and I think it's a great fit for education. I'm excited to offer it for education. As a former science teacher, I was a middle school science teacher for 10 years. So education is near and dear to my heart, as Remy and I have spoke about many times. And so I think it's a great fit. It's like a mini megawatt scale wind turbine. The MPS 100C turbine is. It's got a lot of features that are very similar to the megawatt scale turbine. So it's a great training tool. And in my opinion, it should be on any campus that is dealing with renewable energy or wind, that's training students to get out in the world and install these either offshore or onshore wind turbines, because it's a great tool for that. So just really quickly about NPS, started in the 70s in Vermont. That's where the name Northern Power came from. Really designed for extreme cold locations. So we have a lot of turbines in Alaska, as well as in the Northeast. In 2019, the market in previous years, the market in the U.S. was not good, and so we moved our location to Italy to manufacture the turbines just outside of Milan. And by the way, I'm thinking field trip for teachers to our facility just outside of Milan. It's a great place to go to check out our factory. We are planning at some point to bring it back to the United States, but currently they are produced there. Lots of turbines out there, lots of generations of improvement from the A platform to now the C platform, and just a really well-established platform. Here's the factory itself where we produce the nacelle, and there you can see a picture of the size of the nacelle. It's a very large turbine, as you can see. Very different from the air turbines that I was selling for many years. Air turbine was a 1 meter rotor diameter turbine. This is a 27 meter rotor diameter turbine, so much larger. Been around again for a long time. Proven technology. It's a permanent magnet, direct drive, active yaw turbine. It's upwind. It's an upwind turbine, but active yaw, variable speed yaw control. So a lot of similarities again to the industrial scale turbine. You can climb up inside the tower. The tower has the safety harness and the ladder and all that, as you do with the industrial megawatt scale turbines, climbing inside the tower. Lots of options for connecting to grid tie as you would at a school. It's a 480 volt standard 480 volt connection, which most schools, obviously have that. But we also can do a hybrid system with solar. We do a lot of diesel offset, a lot of integration with batteries for off-grid systems. And the nice thing about it too is it's easily transportable in 240-foot shipping containers, so can get it anywhere relatively inexpensively, unless we're going to Alaska, which is everything's expensive there. Here's the nacelle. Inside the nacelle itself, again, permanent magnet direct drive. It is 100 kW platform, and it has lots of advancements since the A platform in the 90s to the C platform now. And certifications are German and Italian certifications, but we have NREL, several NREL CIPs to where we're working on UL 1741, SA and SB. That should be done Q1 of 2025, so relatively soon. We're also going to have ANSI, the ASP 101 certification through SWCC, the Small Wind Certification Council. That should also be done Q1 of 2025. So not only are we, a long time proven platform, but certified with multiple agencies as well. Here's the global deployment. Over 900 units installed. Lots of them in the United States, as you can see, lots of them in Europe. We got quite a number in Alaska, very extreme locations. And so it's a very well deployed, proven technology. Here's kind of a look at what the turbine looks like in terms of, as you can see, the size of it compared to other things. It's a perfect turbine for a university campus or a college campus or even a large trade school. Tip height is around 47 meters. Our typical tower size is a 37-meter tower. Again, climbing inside the tower, as well with quite a few of the components down tower to make it easy for maintenance and so on. Just some pictures of some installations right here. We have a really cool installation that I was just at recently in the British Virgin Islands on Necker Island, which is owned by Sir Richard Branson. And the 3 turbines there produce about 40 to 50% of the power for the island, which is totally off grid. The other 40 or 50% comes from solar and the diesel generated backup. Obviously, a great site for wind. We have lots of turbines in Alaska, very remote locations. We do a lot in these off-grid diesel generation offset sites in the Bahamas, as well as a lot of really remote locations. So we do have this global footprint, but we have a large installer network in the US. So in terms of the process of when you decide you want a turbine to deployment and commissioning, we have a well-known installer network with Ryan Stork from Stork LLC, Ian Slager, some of these people you guys probably already know, All Energy Management, Power Grid Partners, Bill. There's a lot of people that are development and installation partners that can help on the university sites, college campuses as well, to get these turbines installed, to get maintenance done, because with this turbine of this scale, there's obviously annual maintenance that needs to happen. So we have maintenance partners that do all that. And then the commissioning, of course, going through the process of getting it installed and commissioned at the site and connected to your utility grid. Chris Connor is our principal engineer, and we work closely with all of our partners as well as all of our customers to make sure that it's an easy process for helping you with along the way. So lots of support in that way. Again, the turbine, we have a remote monitoring system, unlike SkyStream. we do have systems where you obviously can see the output of the turbine. We can set it up for you, for your school, to make sure that the campus, everybody's seeing it. Self-support for service providers, obviously preventative maintenance. We monitor the turbine 24/7 at our monitoring facility. We have lots of extended warranty packages for that turbine up to the 20-year plus design life. Just some pictures of the installation process here. Like I said, we optimize it with the shipping containers so it's easy over the road, as opposed to some of the larger turbines that are very difficult to transport. No overweight permits required. It's 2 40-foot shipping containers, relatively few parts, and easy design requirements. This is an installation in Alaska, a very different type of installation in Alaska, the permafrost. But here in the lower 48, we're typically doing a pier foundation, which is a relatively simple foundation for most customers to install. This is I'm sure a well-known site. I see that Brent dropped off the call, but this was Northern Power. This was a B platform. We're now on the C platform. in Appalachian State University in Boone, and it's been there since about 2005. And a great showpiece for us on campus. And we have multiple turbines at other campuses, as well as folks I'm talking to, John, as well on this call for campus installations. We're very excited about working with universities. We have an educational discount for university colleges for any educational institution. There's another picture on the left of the Appalachian State University site, and then interestingly on the right, this is Dead Horse, Alaska. That is, you can see that picture. That's actually a drilling site. It's Doyon Drilling, Prudhoe Bay, very adverse site, and an oil and gas company actually asked us to install 2 turbines. You can see them right here. These 2 turbines at this site in Prudhoe Bay, one of the most northernmost sites for a wind turbine anywhere in the world. And we've come a long way, right? Since the days of when we were struggling to get turbines installed. Now we have drilling companies asking us to install turbines at their drilling site, which is, I think a long ways that we've shown we've come. So we'd really like to work with the educational institutions. The Bailey, the Windworks Forum sounds great. If you need a manufacturing speaker or partner, let me know. Becky with that Rowan College and their trade school, it seems like a perfect fit if they don't have a turbine on site to potentially work with that, or any of you all who want to talk about installing on your campus or at an ancillary spot off your campus. Maybe your campus doesn't have good wind, but maybe another spot off campus that you work with. We work a lot with agricultural dairy farms and ranchers and so on. And that could be a possibility as well if you have partners in that arena, like CSU. So happy to work with you guys, excited to work with you guys. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. This is great. There was a question here from Ed Franklin. Did you want to chime in, or do you want me to read your question out?
I didn't look at the chat, but go ahead. Oh, sorry, Ed, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just asking, are there grants that that are available for universities used to acquire a wind turbine like this?
There are, there are the REP funding, which is for rural small business. So you'd have to partner, as Remy and I have discussed, you'd have to partner with a off-campus site like a dairy farm or so on that maybe you work with already. I know some colleges and universities work with them. And if they're a rural small business, they can apply for a REP grant, which is 50% of the funding. And then, of course, there's the investment tax credit, depending on how your university is structured for taxes or off-site partners that you work with. There's a 30% ITC. There's the depreciation value of the turbine that a lot of people can utilize. And I know there's other potential NREL grants and stuff out there that can help with the funding.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
And just Ed is in there in Arizona with you, just so you know.
Oh yeah, Ed, you're at U of A, right?
Yeah, down south from you. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, Ken, we need to connect with. You're probably familiar with Star School over in Loop.
Very familiar. I know them well. Yes.
Yeah, because I know he's got some turbines over there, and apparently they don't work. And so I was talking with Michael and a few other folks, seeing about what strategies they can do to get those replaced.
Yeah, I was at Star School when I was at Rise. We were talking about replacing them with some Rise turbines.
Gotcha.
And I believe I gave him information, but that was when I was at Rise almost a year ago.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
But still happy to help, whether it's with our turbine or somebody else's.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ken. Were there any other questions for Ken? We love you, Ken. Thank you for being here. And you're welcome to stick around as we spend the last, 10, 15 minutes just doing a quick around the room. And so Ed, if you want to start, since you last spoke, do you have any amazing updates from the Arizona field?
Yeah, thank you very much. So, and I'll ask you a question more about this as we finish up the summer funding for that grant. So, yeah, we discovered your site and your university site on YouTube, so that we use that to put together our wind tunnel system. And yesterday we just started with our college class. We finished assembling some kid winds, and then we started the do-it-yourself PVC systems yesterday. So they saw your video, and yeah, the students are really excited about getting it on and building all these wind turbines. So we started collecting some data yesterday. I'll just have to touch bases with you about what you need from us in terms of reports and everything to finish off that the summer repower grant.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Olivia will follow up with you on that because she's going to be sending out those impact report links. So that's fantastic.
Great. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, we're excited to work with you on it. The kids were really excited about building these turbines. So I'm kind of scared where they're going with some of their thought process, though, on materials, but we'll keep it safe.
Yeah. Well, I'll just tell you, it's a little scary how many people watch those videos of me putting turbines together, and not just in Virginia. It's a little scary. So
we appreciate we did. Thank you. Very helpful.
Thank you. Wonderful. Well, how about we go to Daisy next? How are things in Alaska? If you're there, you are.
Hi. Sorry. Things are awesome in Alaska. We're having a beautiful fall. I don't have any huge updates to report. Oh, actually, I have one exciting one. Our new BS degree program was approved. So we now can offer a BS degree in energy resources engineering, which will cover both fossil fuels and renewables. So it'll be a mix. One thing kind of amusing, though, it was actually instigated by the Petroleum Engineering Department because they realized nobody was enrolling for their degree program anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like 10 years ago, there were like, 40, 50 petroleum engineers graduating every year, and now there's like 2. So the Petroleum Engineering Department said, we need to pivot. The energy transition requires an educational transition. So they actually headed up this effort, and I said, sure, heck yeah, I'll support it. So yeah, that was just approved, and we can enroll our first energy resource engineering students.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so if anyone's interested,
if you need $6,000 to fund some equipment or curriculum development for that new program, think about it.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Thanks. And then I saw Reep and Mike over the summer. They came up and did a kid wind out of UAF. So that was fun. Good energy there. Awesome.
I got to give a kudos to you, Daisy. I can't believe I haven't talked to you since that happened, but thank you so much for hosting us. We did our Recharge Academy at UAF with close to 40 teachers. It was unbelievably awesome. And I still am communicating with those teachers, but Daisy, thanks so much. That was amazing. I can't believe I haven't talked. I can't believe it was only 2 months ago or 3 months ago when that happened. So thank you so much.
I know. It was nice seeing you. I feel like you're a 3-dimensional human now. And unfortunately, it looks like nobody from REP is here that can speak to their side, but they're way more active in the outreach world than I am. So I'm sure they're up to something exciting. I just can't tell you what.
That's okay. I'm sure we'll get an update from them next time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how about Mike? Mike over there in Colorado, Mike. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, doing good. We're just kicking off our school year here. We're officially started up our mobile classroom, and so
That's exciting. I see all your posts. It's so fascinating.
That's a little terrifying. So I was like modestly thinking, oh, maybe we'll get 15 bookings, and we already have 27, and we have a wait list for the spring, and I'm a little panicked about that. But aside from that, nope, a lot of people are interested in all sorts of clean energy, but it seems like wind is something that's especially on the elementary levels, real easy for kiddos to pick up. So we're going to push with that and then go where we're going. And then we'll start up our kid wind season again. And, same old with, yeah, it's time to begin again, right?
Well, Mike, make sure you send me the poster again, because I know you shared it at Clean Power, but we can put it up at REpS again.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's already made. That's easy. So we'll keep a spot
Oh,
open
yeah.
for you.
Sure, I'll send it your way.
Awesome.
Oh, I made myself a note, but then didn't put anything in the chat. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
It's all good. Awesome. Brian, over in Michigan, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good, thanks. I should have kind of a high level abstract summary available by the end of next week regarding the seed funding that we received for the pressures associated with a tornado that we had here in Michigan. And I've had several phone conversations with National Reconnaissance Office, NOAA, the Naval Research Laboratory, and NASA, and they are all extremely interested in our outcome. So what's that mean for you? You're going to get maximum exposure as seed funding, through repowering schools for this effort. So it's definitely publishable. I can tell you that much right now. But I think we're gonna, before we do that, we will search for larger opportunities through NSF to expand this research. So it all started with you, and I can't thank you enough.
That's wonderful, Brian. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I think it's wonderful, the research that you guys are doing, and I'm glad that the seed funding is really a seed for you and it's going to grow into something even bigger. So that's fantastic. Awesome. Well, we only have a couple more minutes left, but Susan, I believe you are our last state here. I think I got everybody else, right?
So I guess got our rough schedule out for teacher trainings this fall for one wind, one solar, holding off on the solar until December, waiting to see kind of where things land on all of that. But I'll already have our regionals. I think the dates are set for at least 2 out of 3 of them, and then our state competition. So we're the planning is well underway. For my, I had mentioned we just moved into a new building on campus. They moved us in so that they could start tearing stuff down. So even though we probably shouldn't have moved in for like another 2 months,
You are.
So I don't know, you might have all experienced that at some point, but the official ribbon cutting is tomorrow.
That's exciting.
There's still so much work to do, but the exciting thing is that our wind energy club students on campus have their own space in the new building, and it's just up the stairs from me. And I'm excited for them to kind of just have their own home that they can hopefully keep tidy.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, and get their work done. But for a while, transferring things to a wind tunnel is going to be a little bit of a hardship for them because they have to move back across campus for that. But there's in 6 months, hopefully there will be at least one of 4 wind tunnels working in this building. So excited for all that. Yeah.
Very cool. And CWC is kicking up for you. Are you guys CWCing this year?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're still waiting to hear if we officially are, but
Yeah.
assuming that we are at this point.
Awesome. Well, I believe I can speak for Virginia for a quick update. John was here and he had to jump off for another call. So unfortunately, I'm back to representing Virginia. So sorry to confuse everybody. Virginia, I think that we are not going to be in the CWC this year. I think the students have decided that it's too hard to do it without a faculty advisor. So they're going to abstain this year, from what I understand. But our student club called the Sustainable Innovations Club is moving forward with trying to lobby the university for a green fee, so that we will, like, every student has to pay like a $10 fee on top of their tuition and all the things that will go into a general fund at the university that can help bring more solar to campus or help maintain the wind turbine on campus, or, you know, all the things, get more EV chargers, whatever it is. So they're working hard. They worked over the summer as they were interning here to put this together, and they're going to continue to work on that over this school year, along with some other things. We have in Virginia, a Virginia Renewable Energy Alliance, which is like our trade group, right? Like a alliance of renewable energy businesses in Virginia. And every year in October, they hold a Virginia Clean Energy Summit, which is like a big conference. And our students at JMU always go and volunteer at that event. So that is another thing that our students will be participating in. And then there's interest in creating a RISE chapter at JMU, because the RISE chapter that's local to us is in Charlottesville. And it's not super convenient for college students, even though it's only like an hour away. And then the other one's in DC, which is like 2 hours away. So like I said, we're kind of in a hole where we've got people interested in renewables, but not enough industry to make it exciting, but we've got enough students. So we're going to try a student chapter. I know school has started up and John is teaching his energy transition systems modeling course again this year, which is very popular. And they are using systems modeling to basically review Virginia's Clean Economy Act policies and figure out if they are going to get us to our zero emissions goals by 2050. And they model all that in some cool software, and they hear from industry experts, and it's a pretty cool class. And it's a 2-semester sequence. And then on the Kidwin side of things, we are up and rolling. I mean, Susan, it's great to even have 2 dates at this point, right? I mean, I feel like it's such a struggle to get dates on the board. I think we have 2 dates, but I also have people calling and saying that they want to do regionals in places that we haven't done them before. So I'm not saying yes to everybody, but if I did say yes to everybody, we would have 8 regionals leading to a state conference. And I don't know. So we are.
Remy, say no, learn the word no.
Yes, we're looking to a model like Kidwind has nationally, where we can train people and say, look, we're happy to help run your registration, but the rest of it's on you, and we'll train you on how to do it. So that we can move some of the long-standing locations that we've been doing for a couple of years and say, look, you're on your own now. Like, we've done this for you for a couple of years. You know, we'll bring you prizes and t-shirts, but you got to figure the rest out so that we can onboard some new regions. So but we have said no. Thank you for helping me to say no. I appreciate that. But we're hoping to find a sustainable way to be able to say yes. Because it's a big state, not as big as some of you all, I know, but it still feels like a big state when you live here. And anyway, so we have our teacher network, and we're doing something called a Kidwin Expo this year, which is pretty fun and exciting. I don't know if we've told you, but I think Anna told you guys about it last month, but it's basically like inviting teams to come out and learn from other teams. And so making it more of instead of just training coaches, we're going to also have the students take some ownership of the learning process and come out and like take a workshop on gearboxes from an expert, or something like that. So anyway, lots of things going on. It's amazing what happens when you have staff and then they all have ideas. So wonderful. Thank you guys. I know I just kept you so long, so I understand if you need to jump. Thank you to those who will send us posters. Olivia will follow up with you all on posters and impact reports and seed funding proposals. If you still have the inkling to try to get something in the next week for seed funding for this round, but December is also the next deadline, so it's not going away. You just have like 4 months to figure it out. Awesome. Well, I'll stick around in case anybody has a question, but otherwise I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Remy.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Olivia.
Thanks, Remy. See you next week.
Bye, Ken. Good to see you. See you next week. All right. Bye, guys.